Luke Gale's not played almost for 2 years, but Leeds have taken a punt on him, apparently paid about 150 grand for him. How come to you first, Jack? Is it worth it, and how much of a gamble do you think it is for Leeds?
I think it's obviously a massive gamble. Like you mentioned, he's not played in, I think, close on 18 months, something like that. And, you know, like you said, they paid loads of money for him. I think for Castleford it's a great deal.
Yeah.
You know, they've offloaded a player that's probably cost them more in the treatment room than anyone else in the past year or so. And it's looking like they're going to get Danny Richardson from Saints, which is a brilliant move for him. But back onto Gale, I think as much as it is a risk, I think it's worth the risk for the state Leeds are in. I think I say they've played it safe. They haven't so much played it safe, but they've been panicking over the past couple of years. Signings like Lollahea, even maybe Merrin and Hurrell, you know, they paid off in the end, but Lollahea certainly didn't. He's done well at Salford, but he was poor for Leeds. They've been panic buying a fair bit, I think, and it's shown in the way their seasons have gone in the past 2 years. Obviously, down near the bottom, mid-table this season. They managed to claw it back towards the end of the year when Richard Agar took over, but they're not anywhere near the Leeds side that we've seen for the past decade or so.
Yeah.
In terms of Gale, he's a player that knows the club, obviously. He came through the academy, never made a first-team appearance, and ended up going, I think it was Doncaster who went to first. And has obviously built his career back up from there. But I think it's a bit of a statement of intent bringing him in. You know, he's an England international at the end of the day. In 2017, him, as you know, there was him and Hardacre really who led Castleford to the grand final. Ultimately, you know, sorry to bring it up, Ethan, but it didn't work out for him in the end. But they were almost unplayable that year, and a lot of that was down to Gale and the way he organised and his kicking game and, you know, his on-field aspects. And if he can get anywhere near to that form again for Leeds next year, then it could be one of the best pieces of business of the the entire season.
Yeah. Well, how do you view this, Ethan? Because you talk about Gale, he led Castle to that grand final, that drop goal against St Helens will be remembered forever. But what will you think if you fast forward 10 years from now, and somebody says to you Luke Gale, will you view him as somebody who was disloyal, or will you view him as a good servant to the club who ultimately just moved on?
I'd see him as a good servant to the club. He's been there 4 or 5 years, got him from Bradford. Obviously, as you mentioned, he came from Leeds Academy, went to Doncaster, then went to, at the time, I think it was London, and just turned into Harlequins, I think. Yeah. Played for Harlequins, did well there, obviously went to Bradford, left them when they were in desperate need. Came to us, that's developed him further, obviously won Monastir. I think he's been an on-field leader, and I think that's what we needed on the field. 2017 with Hardacre, I think he played, that's his best season he's played ever. I think Leeds is a good move for him. He's always said he's wanted to go back to Leeds. But I think, he's been a good servant and he's had some good times in a Castleford shirt. And
so if you fast forward to next season then, Luke Gale is back at the Jungle in a Leeds shirt, you're stood on the terraces, do you boo him?
No, I think...
Do you think the rest of the fans will boo him?
Probably, but I'm respectful. I did it with Hardacre. I'm not too fussed. It's about who plays in your colours kind of thing, not about who plays in theirs. I
mean, we're talking about, is it a gamble, is it not, could he get injured? But if he doesn't get injured, is there any way this move couldn't work out?
I think one thing that will be very interesting to see is what happens with Richie Myler.
Yeah. Now,
he's not been sold yet. He's been told that he's free to look at other options, but he's still a Leeds contracted player at the minute. And I know there's been rumours about him going to Rugby Union, but you know that nothing's come to fruition just yet. Now, I thought Myler towards the end of last year, when he was with Rob Louis in the halves, you know, he started to come into his own a bit. He struggled very much being partnered with Lollahea, simply because I think, you know, they're two supporting halfbacks. Once you had someone that was a bit of an organiser next to him, like Louis, who took a game by the scruff of the neck a bit more, allowed Myler to be a bit more free with his play. He was much better, and you know that showed in Leeds' performances. They got some really good wins towards the back end of the year. Now Gale will probably come in and play alongside Louis, which, you know, we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out. If they can keep Myler there as a backup option, I think that's a really, really strong move.
Yeah.
You know, having someone like Myler who's an experienced Super League player, he's not going to set the world alight, don't get me wrong, but having someone like him there as a backup option for Leeds could be really useful.
There's actually been murmurs he could move to hooker.
There has indeed, yeah. I mean, obviously, well, Parcell left mid-season on loan, and I think that's now become a permanent.
Yeah.
And Sean Lunt has also been released. He's not been offered a new deal, so that leaves Leeds with Brad Dwyer and young Corey Johnson as their only natural nines.
Yeah.
So like you said, Myler could move there, and again that would be a great option. They've got Callum McClelland as well, also, who's been brilliant for Fev in their playoff campaign.
Yeah.
But I think it is. I think it's a good signing now because I think it gives Leeds good depth in the halves, as it stands anyway. He's a grand finalist. He's a Man of Steel winner. He's an England international. I think. Yes, he's at the back end of his career and he's cost a lot of money, and he's been injured for a year. Which, when you say those things, it sounds like a bit of a poor transfer. But I think it could be. It could be good for him. It could work out.
So, well, I think I know your answer to this question. I'm going to say in a word: is Luke Gale going to be a success? And I think you're probably going to go with yeah.
Yeah.
So with Luke Gale in the house, where do you think Leeds will finish next season?
Well, we finish. I think if our performances are anywhere near the standard they were towards the end of the year, I don't think we'll be breaking the top 4, but I think we're a chance of making that 5th spot.
Interesting. Well, I'll give you the previous question. You think Luke Gale will be a success?
Yeah, I think he will. I think it fits their formula of trying to get back into that top 4, 5 to play more expansive rugby again. I think to go back to their old system. Obviously, he developed at Doncaster this attacking halfback kind of role rather than sitting back, and I think he'll be a good catalyst for them developing for the future. And I can see Leeds maybe finishing in the playoffs, but at least 6th. I think.
Interesting. Well, very honest there from a Cass fan. Don't know how well that's gonna go down with our fellow supporters, but yeah, it's certainly interesting. Is Luke Gale the man to turn Leeds' fortunes around, and can the Rhinos break into the playoffs next season with him in the team? And is the move worth it? Is he worth that amount of money? Let us know your thoughts and give us your comments.